Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Welcome. Welcome to the Advancement Center, this last day of 2023. And welcome to the world of magic and miracles, which has no date, which is firmly established in your future, should you choose to be alive and aware of the magic and miracles of your very existence and the exact purpose of your existence on Earth. That's a big question, isn't it? It's for today, it's for right now, and it's regardless of when you are tuned in and listening to this message. The best definition of the word purpose is the reason for which something, in this case, someone, exists, an intended or desired result, end, aim, goal. What is your purpose? Do you have an aim, a goal, or a result that you are looking for? Today is the last day of the designated year 2023. And there is no better time for me to pose this question. First, to myself. And if you will join me, looking to a shared future of miracles and magic. When the date changes to 2024. In your location, of course. We sing together every New Year's Eve, Auld Lang Syne. Do we know what we're saying? We're singing for old time's sake. And in quotes, how about a drink for Auld Lang Syne before we start an argument between the Scots and the English? Did you know you're singing that? Perhaps remembering our purpose will change that tune to Robert's and my favorite song. And that is, What a Wonderful World. And I have it right here on my phone. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow so pretty in the sky, and also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, How do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And Louis says, oh, yes. Oh, my. I can't hear that song without stopping, remembering, and rejoicing. I even sang that at our wedding. So it's a very special song. Yeah. I live in a wonderful world with direct messages from our Creator via messengers right here at the Advancement Center. Simeon, Robert, David, Adrian, and Genya. Each one delivers in a different key, different lyrics, but the feeling they all share is love. And the message is truth. Just this past week, I sat very close to David. I didn't want to miss a word as he was doing his broadcast. His message, I heard it, I enjoyed it, but when I saw the transcription of it, I loved it. And it bears repeating. And a tribute to David's message. David is a messenger of the highest. And here it is. And he wrote this for the people and by the people. I watch everyone's interaction with the system and format of life that we have lived under. Not above, under. Now I see how choice has become available, and people are choosing things they had never considered before. Of course, it is evolution, but specifically, it is the effect of the energies on the planet and on all of its inhabitants. As we look back now, we can see how the fake pandemic was a part of this evolution. For even as it locked many into a prison of fear, it also freed many more to see life in a completely different way. One that they would have never seen had the whole event not happened. That is why you cannot get fixated on the negative of an event, for you must expand your view to see the fullness of its manifold purposes. Now, the whole system and format are hanging by a thread. As millions make choices every day that are in quiet opposition in its existence. There are no formal protests, just a simple choice to work from home, leave job, to change your child's school, to simplify your life, to laugh more, and to focus on enjoying your life. All these things and more weaken the threads that have been weaved together, or should I say, woven together, to build what seemed like an indestructible system, yet it is being taken down by each person making one new choice over and over within a new awareness that they did not have before. Wow. And before you know it, the system's power and authority, which never was real, becomes like a glass house, and every choice that you make for your own happiness will be a rock that is thrown without force or anger into that glass house, and it will shatter. Our whole way of living, which has been operating for over 2,000 years and more, is dissolving right before our eyes. We need only to look around or just feel this reality as these words shine a spotlight on it. What is coming will be created for the people and by the people. And even though it might look scattered, unorganized, and messy, it is perfect because it is happening within the flow of change. And unless you can see the bigger picture or the picture behind the picture, you will not see it approaching. It is your vision for the future that is coming, combined with the vision of all sentient beings and all humanity. Yeah. If you can see or feel the reality of your vision approaching, then you will hasten its arrival, for it was long ago that you first put it in motion, and you have forgotten to activate it into the next level of its development. So, we are working on both sides, building the new system in the spirit world and the world of our Creator, and tearing down the old system here in the physical world by choosing to enjoy our life one moment at a time and allowing others to do the same. Thank you, David. It's as though you plucked all those words from my heart of knowing and put them on paper. I know at times you feel that you are controlled by circumstance, but this is the very thing that remains under your control at all times. You are not aware of many of the reasons behind every move in the universe, but you are the generator of your own circumstances. Now, if you can see this and know that it is an involuntary resource that acts out because of the various fields that you generate, what you have called emotions will be an important tool for your future. If you allow your emotions to pursue their own destiny without reaction and continually step forward to let them pass, you will see many changes in the circumstances of your life. Concerns will disappear, and you will be willing to drop all determinations in the light of the brilliance that appears around you. The light-hearted vision of your life will now be the only thing that is eligible for any consideration. All other aspects will be allowed to disappear. And they will disappear into nature to regenerate and take on a more appropriate energy form. This is an automatic function that ensures your continued presence in the world of your Creator and your positive connection to the world of magic and miracles. The so-called practical world changes its nature, and everything is in tune with the destiny of each individual. The process of making decisions and rules about almost everything can now disappear because everything is new and exciting and comes out of nowhere for you to experience firsthand. Simplicity is the focus of every moment and is the key to the path of least resistance, where magic resides and love and harmony blossom continually. Yes. Yes. We all agree. We all agree on the level of love, music, harmony, peace, and tranquility, which is what we wish for each other all the time, but especially at a beginning and an ending. So, what is ending? A year of experience from which we have grown, a year of making new friends, of hearing exciting possibilities, experiencing magic, and loving the miracles as they appear, because now we're on the lookout. We are primed for magic and miracles at all times with everyone. no matter where you live, no matter what language you speak. Everyone speaks the language of love. It's with the eyes. I see you. I see your love. I see everything. And it's all good. So before I close, I have to remember that I have to show you what happened Thursday night in my art class. But then there's a story that I don't want to forget to tell you. So here it is. There. There. Okay, there. And this was just the beginning of an amazing memory. I always send my latest endeavor to Danny, my son, who was also my benefactor. He keeps me supplied with pastels, with special art paper, and the plastic that it goes in. And he makes sure that I always have those supplies. But this time when I sent it to him, he said, and it brings up a lot of memory. He said, Elizabeth Fauna will be so proud. So, who's Elizabeth Fauna? Well, I had just graduated high school. The year is ancient, 1953. And I was invited to go along with the Heights High Choir, who had been invited to represent the youth of America on a European tour. So it was an experience of a lifetime, and my parents were thrilled to pay the $500 so that I could go. Many of my friends didn't because they didn't have the funds, but I did. So we went to 10 countries in 8 weeks, but the highlight was in The Hague. And that is where I met Elizabeth Fauna. I still remember her address, 131 Malonstraat, Den Haag. We became very, very close. And we went for bike rides, and it was just a magical time. And she also shared, I don't know that she told me, but I found out that she and her husband are represented in the Avenue of Martyrs in Tel Aviv, Israel, because they had a cheese boat with a false bottom, and they rescued Jewish people for the length of the war. And she was just a wonderful woman. Her husband didn't speak a word of English, and her English was wonderful. So we played duets and we sang, and as I said, bike rides. And all her husband did was he put his hand on mine, and it said 100 words. At the end of the 3 days that I was there, and it was time to move to the next town where we sang, she said, Barbara, don't go back. stay here, learn Dutch, learn a new way of living, and then go back to your home. Well, I didn't take her up on it. Had I, my life would be totally different. But I love where I am. So that is Elizabeth Fauna correspondence. And years later, she wrote to me and she said, I'm coming to America. And she did. And she visited us and she said, now I have to show your children that they have this Dutch grandmother. And I have to sweep your front steps and I have to bake you an apple pie. And she did. And I showed her the Statue of Liberty. We went out there and the Statue of Liberty, yes, she climbed to the very top. I waited at the bottom. And then we gave her a tour of the city and the lights, and it was magical. So Elizabeth and Danny remembered her. He was just little, but it made a big impression on him. So that's the story of Elizabeth and what my art engendered. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, it's so wonderful. So I'm smiling because I feel like I have my arms in a huge embrace around all of you. No matter what language you speak, what clothes you wear, how smiling you are, and wishing you a very, very happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year. And as we usher in this new year, it will be bringing you a perfect life, perfect health, and an amazing future filled with peace, joy, love, and all your wishes coming true. Thank you for joining me. I'm Barbara.